It's very interesting to ask the question, why, of everywhere in this world, did Srila Prabhupada decide to make Mayapur his international headquarters? Why in this place was he willing to dedicate and sacrifice the most of the energies of his worldwide society? From a rationalistic, mundane perspective, it really didn't make sense. Srila Prabhupada taught us utility is the principle. But Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra Vigye Na Pujai. What does that mean? That's a very deep subject. Srila Prabhupada, he had a magnificent skyscraper building on the island of Manhattan in New York City. The center of the whole Earth planet as far as the activities of humanity. There were excellent telephones, excellent telecommunications, excellent everything was there. A few minutes from an airport. Srila Prabhupada had a beautiful, these are purchased buildings, a fantastic block, a full city block of homes, a big church in Los Angeles. Just a few blocks away from the major production studios where Hollywood movies are being made. Just a few seconds walk from one of Los Angeles' main roads. He had a wonderful large building in Chicago, in London, one of the most important, influential cities on the planet. Srila Prabhupada not only had a center downtown near the British Museum, but he had a beautiful mansion with an estate and wonderful property, many, many acres given by George Harrison. He had a large church in Toronto, Canada, in Montreal, Canada, a wonderful temple in Paris. These are prime locations with super excellent locations as far as accessibility. Why he chose to make his international headquarters a place where there was no electricity, there was no type of city plumbing, there was no telephones. To get here was hours and hours by road from Calcutta, Bengali roads. And all that was here was a straw hut. And during the monsoon rainy seasons, so much rain, this straw hut, which at the time was just surrounded by endless fields. And practically all the neighbors were hostile. And there was practically no law to protect us from the hostile neighbors. And during the monsoons, devotees would go on the rooftops. And sometimes their roommates were poison snakes that were floating and taking shelter of the straw roof. Why, when he had so much facility in so many primary material places in the world, Srila Prabhupada very, very powerfully proclaimed that Sri Mayapur will be our international headquarters? He was not seeing with material vision. He was seeing that Mayapur is the most powerful place in the world because it is the place where we could, people from all around the world, connect with the deepest, most profound manifestation of Krishna's grace. When there was hardly anything more than a straw hut and they were just starting with great efforts to build a few little rooms, Srila Prabhupada was in Gainesville, Florida. It's kind of out of the way, but still there's a beautiful airport, there's a nice, clean, smooth highway. And Srila Prabhupada said that we are in this very remote place, so far from Sri Mayapur Dham. He was saying, as the center of the universe, as far as its relevance. As far as people in the West, even devotees, before Srila Prabhupada came, nobody ever heard of Navadvip or Mayapur. Since all the developments that's been in the last 40 years, it's hard to imagine what it was like at that time.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.